Picture this: the United States is gearing up for its monumental 250th anniversary, a moment to celebrate a nation's journey. But what if that celebration becomes a flashpoint for intense political division? What if the very currency we use could become a symbol of that divide? Before we dive into this explosive development, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to bring you this in-depth analysis. Now, let's get to it. The Treasury Department, under the watchful eye of Secretary Scott Bessent, has been making preparations for a very special commemorative note. We're talking about a $250 bill, intended to honor the nation's 250th anniversary. And here's the kicker: this bill would feature the portrait of former President Donald Trump. This isn't just a mock-up. The Treasury has apparently done their due diligence and prepared for the possibility. As Bessent himself explained, it's all up on Capitol Hill. At Treasury, we prepare things in advance. So we have prepared, in advance, that if the legislation is passed, but we will stick to the law. But here's the monumental hurdle: federal law currently prohibits living individuals from appearing on U.S. currency. This isn't a new rule, it's a long-standing tradition designed to avoid what some might consider premature or politically charged endorsements. So, for Trump's portrait to grace this $250 note, Congress would need to pass legislation to change that very law. Enter Republican Congressman Joe Wilson of South Carolina, a staunch Trump supporter. He introduced a bill back in February 2025 that would, if passed, pave the way for this Trump-adorned currency. His motivation, as reported, is twofold: to coincide with America's birthday in July and, crucially, as a rebuke of the Biden administration and its economic policies. This bill is currently sitting in the House Financial Services Committee, awaiting action. The current U.S. currency system, as we know, features denominations of $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $7. A $250 bill would itself be a novelty, but the inclusion of a living president is what's truly setting this proposal alight. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing has confirmed they are conducting appropriate planning and due diligence in response to Wilson's legislation, stating, should this legislative mandate be signed into law, the BEP is moving proactively to produce a $250 commemorative note which will appropriately recognize the 250th anniversary of our great nation. They've also previously announced that Trump's signature would appear on future U.S. paper currency alongside Secretary Bessent's. However, this proposal has not been met with universal praise. In fact, it's sparking significant backlash, particularly from Democratic lawmakers and leaders. They see this as a deeply partisan move, prioritizing Trump's personal legacy over the collective celebration of the nation's 250th anniversary. Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was quick to weigh in on X, stating, "Hard no on a Trump $250 bill. Get over yourself. The upcoming July 4th anniversary is not about a wannabe king. It's about celebrating the American journey." Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton echoed this sentiment, sarcastically posting on X, "By the end of Trump's term, it'll be just enough to buy 1 gallon of gas and a carton of eggs." This jab clearly refers to concerns about inflation and the economy. Senator Mark Warner of Virginia voiced similar concerns, arguing, while Americans are being crushed by rising prices, Trump is brainstorming new ways to stoke his ego. Maybe if he were more focused on lowering costs for working families, they wouldn't need a new $250 bill to afford necessities. The Democratic National Committee also took aim, creating a list on X highlighting what they perceived as House Republicans' misplaced priorities. House Republicans' priorities: end Trump's war in Iran, create a Trump Peace Prize, lower costs for families, make a new $250 bill with Trump's face on it, rein in Trump's masked ICE agents, carve Trump's face on empty Rushmore. This paints a picture of a party they believe is more focused on honoring Trump than on addressing the everyday concerns of Americans. So, what does this all mean? On one hand, you have a group of Republicans pushing to honor a former president and seemingly use the nation's anniversary as a platform for their political agenda. They are prepared to go through the legislative process, however arduous, to make it happen. On the other hand, you have Democrats, united in their opposition, viewing this as a narcissistic endeavor that distracts from genuine national celebration and the pressing economic issues facing the country. The outcome hinges entirely on Capitol Hill. If Congress fails to pass the legislation to change the existing law, the $250 Trump bill will remain just a well-prepared plan, a testament to what could have been. If they do pass it, it will set a new precedent for U.S. currency and undoubtedly be seen as a major victory by Trump and his supporters, while further deepening the political chasm. This isn't just about a piece of paper with a face on it. It's about what we choose to commemorate as a nation. Is it a specific individual, or is it the broader ideals and journey of the United States? The debate over this $250 bill is, in many ways, a microcosm of the larger political battles shaping the country. So what do you think about this? Is a $250 bill featuring Donald Trump a fitting tribute to America's 250th anniversary, or is it a politically charged stunt that distracts from the real meaning of the celebration? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. The Treasury is ready, the law is the barrier, and Congress holds the ultimate decision. This story is far from over.